Hello and hopefully welcome back. If you are from the few that are coming back, one of my 50 subscribers, then you probably are getting hit by the hardest whiplash of your life. Today is not violence in a VR sword fighting game. Today, I am showing you the process I took to create a VTuber model because I wasn't able to record VR content this past week because so much family's been over and there's no way I'm gonna embarrass myself and go record out in my basement lobby where there are people sometimes and everybody will be able to hear me. No chance I'm doing that, so you're getting this. Sorry, long ass rant. Well, actually, we're probably gonna need that to pad the runtime. Just keep listening to me. Just don't skip forward. Just don't even think of double tapping that screen, hitting that arrow key. But anyway, starting out, VTuber models, they require a lot of artistic prowess, something that I lack direly. So I did what I've been doing for, I think like a year now. And, that is not improve my art skills, instead take a picture of myself and turn that into a VTuber model. Which, it works kind of, it's not the greatest, but it still works. But this time, this is the third time I've done this, I decided to put a little bit of a spin on it. I took my body and I cut pieces off and shimmied them elsewhere, just to kind of add like a glitch effect, which is lore accurate for my I guess model's lore. But anyway, once again, we are going off topic. So if you're noticing a bit of like a distance and like a disconnection from the video that's being played, that is because that is all B-roll. Essentially, what I'm trying to explain here is to get the weird glitch effect that I did, I just colored black behind the model after making my sections, and I took a text of just 101010101, which I decided on after a bit of trial and error, and I just sandwiched that between the main picture and the black coloring, which made a really cool green glitchy effect that also, came out from behind the model, which gives it a little bit of a cool aura, Oh, and I can't believe I forgot this in the audio recording. I didn't forget it in the video recording, but I also used a ripple effect to give it like a scrolling down text kind of thing. Plainly it just kind of looked boring and like a little bit too intense. It was all green, no black. The next thing I did after that is I imported all of the pictures I had to my copy of Live 2D Cubism. I tried to pirate the pro version, but I kind of I got confused for a while and I just decided I'd use the free version because I didn't realize the free version did have a lot of the features. So anyway, after I imported everything, I just simply meshed them. There's not really another way to describe it. I took the picture and I meshed it. I drew the way that it would dysmorph and form to make the weird lifelike movement. Lifelike is a strong descriptor for what I made. But, that's how we got it to move, the mesh. And after that, we need a way to make it actually move according to how we want it to move. And that is where my warp deformers came in. My deformers of warpage. They are absolutely lovely things that I couldn't make the model without because they're like an integral. What, you're gonna make like a sandwich without bread? But anyways, performers. They work great. But sadly, I do not work great. And that is why I had to go on my big adventure scouring the internet for this one series that I really liked and that really worked for like making my last two models. It took a while. I did eventually find it, but that happens later on. Instead, I just settled with another tutorial that worked pretty well for me. So anyway, I first started, after a lot of trial and error, as always, with the first angle, just the left and the right. I think I did the right first, I'm not sure, I might have done left first. Either ways, head turned head, you know? I had a lot of problems with making it look like real, especially with the hair. The hair was a big problem, but I eventually figured it out, and I got the left and right working. Then I went and I made the up and down, you know? Of course, after I finished making the face move, I made the body move and stuff, which, you know, it came out much better than the last one, but still not very great. I really did have my complaints about this like X, Y, and Z. I then had to use the synthesize corners tool, so I can get a baseline for what the corners would look like. Then I just like polished them a good bit, polished them a lot because they looked very bad, and continued on with my day. After getting all of the like X and Y done, I was kind of at a loss on what to do next because it had like been around 6 months since I made the last model. So I just decided, fuck it, let's just make the eye, because I don't know what else to do. So I started on making the eye functional, making it have the close and open. I had a few problems with it, so, you know, I'll probably like play a clip here of me having problems with the eye, which were all like technically my own fault. It was just because I just kind of didn't want to make the eyes look so like closed, so weird. So I had to make do. I had to improvise as much as I could. And then I just admired the sectioning because I found it really cool. Like, why else do you think I added it to my model? It's just cool looking. I really like the way it turned out. Especially since it like started as just an idea I had while going to sleep, so. Anyway, still absolutely lost in the sauce of like making a Vtuber model. I, with no idea of where to go next, just started like messing with the way the eyeball morphed on the face with like the angle movement, because it kind of just disturbed me in like a not an eerie kind of creepy way, because that's the goal of this model. That's kind of like half its thing, being a little bit eerie, but it just didn't look right. It looked wrong. It looked bad is what it was. So I went out of my way to fix that a little bit. And then I moved on to, well, I mean, not really my least favorite part, but the hardest part of making a model, and that is the mouth. This, I think, I spent a lot of off-camera time on this, but, like, I think it is the part that takes the longest. It was insufferable. I tried starting it out with the weird way I did it with my old model, with the lips that cover the mouth, like the tutorial tells you to, but that just kind of doesn't work with like my model, the way it's built, the way that like the lips are just a cut paste of the face plate. It just doesn't function right. that way. So instead, I did what I did with the eyeball, and I made a little mouth like object, and then I just made it the clipping ID for the set of teeth I had. It originally just acted as a 1, but I found that that just wasn't functional, so I made a lower teeth and an upper teeth, and just, went from there. Quite great, quite crazy. Then after that, I had a really hard time figuring out how I was gonna do this. Like when you're going off the cuff, when you're off-roading from the tutorial you were watching, it takes a lot of effort to like make it look good and make it functional. So I tried a bunch of different a bunch of different meshes, like manipulating the mesh actively. That just wasn't right, so I eventually settled on the honestly best way I've made a mouth, and that is the mesh with a bunch of dots on the top, a bunch of dots on the bottom, no dots on the left and right, and then you just take a line deformer, put it on the upper lip technically, and then the lower lip technically, and then you just morph that to the shape you want it to be. It's very good. It ended up being like one of the best mouths I've made for my models, which honestly isn't saying much because I've only made 3 before, or 3 including it. Actually, I'm not even sure I made a mouth on my first model. But after I got the way I was going to animate it functioning, I had to start with the mouth forms, and for that, I needed a guide, because everybody needs a guide, at least sometimes. So I had to scour the internet once again for my favorite guide that I used on my last model. I think I made a better, much better interpretation of it this time than the last time. Like last time it kind of was dog shit. Of course, it still didn't really compare to the actual one because it had an actual Vtuber applied to it and an actual rigger behind it. So, I did what I could, and I think I made some pretty good emotions for the mouth, I also downloaded it so I won't lose it again. Along with the tutorial, I'm pretty sure I saved that to my playlists. But after I finished the first 2 angry emotions, I decided that I would just do the rest of it off camera, and you may be asking why, and that is because my computer only has so much storage space and recording 3 hours of 30 FPS footage, so it's not that bad. It's half of 60 FPS, but it's not good on my already low storage. I really need to clear up some space. So you are going to notice a bit of a jump cut. I also added eyebrows to the model because I thought they were direly needed, and I forgot to add them when I was taking the pictures. What I used to erase the facial features is the Google's Magic Erase tool, and I accidentally destroyed the eyebrows, so not really a way to save that. I did in fact try to use the old model's eyebrows, but this is completely off topic. Back to the main topic, the mouth features. I did all of the mouth features. I think they came out pretty nice. I got the smile done. I got the open smile done. It's not very interesting, mouth forms, but still, I got those done, and they're all nice and functioning. And after that, I did something I've never done before. I actually gave the eyebrows lift and lower, which was actually a problem I felt when I was using my old model. I just couldn't really make a surprised face, but now with this model, I will be surprised. So look forward to that in my next streams. Finally, I could show another emotion. And after that was our texture atlas. That is something I had no clue about in my last model, and I just kind of like slapped together very quickly. This time I put a little bit more care into it, but it didn't really matter because it's just a texture atlas. I got that done. It was relatively simple. Sadly, the free version limits you to 2000 by 2000 pixels, which means that the model is a little lower quality in like lower picture quality than my last model, but I don't think that really matters just because of the sheer general better quality of the new model, so it is whatever in my opinion, and plus, it's still 2000 by 2000. I don't think I'm going to be suffering from like a lack of pixels. And finally, we have the finished model. It is by far, like, tracking-wise, the best model out of them, which, you know, it should be the case. I should be getting better, you know? But, either ways, we can do a direct comparison. I also, added a bit of an icon, like, afterwards. But, this is the old model. Very little emotion. Wait, there is eyebrows? Oh, I didn't even realize. Okay. But it is much worse. You can just tell. And no stylization. It's kind of worse. So, you know, I like the way the mouth moves a lot more. Of course, the shaky tracking is just a hardware issue, not really software. So, you know, can't really do much about that aside from getting a better camera, which doesn't really make for an interesting video, you know. Other ways, this has been the model. Very cool. Oh, I cut him back in. It actually has hands now, which I'm actually not sure if I like that much, but it's fine. Still doesn't have legs. I don't think I need legs. Cutting back in again, I just realized I forgot to say goodbye, and I hope you have a nice rest of your day, evening, or night. Have good rest if you're going to bed. Maybe like throw on some mommy ASMR. Get a get nice and relaxed. Just the usual. Alright. Have a good